Thank you so much, everyone. And now with the unveiling, I would request Mr. Faraaz Kazi to go through a text, to go through a context of the book itself, so that we could get a little bit scared right now. Because I really want to know what is it in the book that it's so scary.
Hello. It's the other side. There are 13 stories in all, to be frank. 13 being a number, frequently associated with the paranormal and the other side. So we had more, but we kept them in reserve. Maybe the other side to dare to visit again. So who knows? So for now, the focus is on this book. And just before I begin reading, I would like to state something. Fear is something that almost all of us face. Whether we tend to believe it or whether we tend to ignore it, that's up to us. Fear exists even for the bravest man. Okay, it's not the fear of things, as Mr. Banerjee rightly pointed out. It's the fear of the unknown. It's the fear. Simple thing like a child gets late, he is not at home. Parents tend to worry. The fear of something wrong has happened. That's also fear. A fear of seeing a body draped in a white sheet, the face covered. The fear of imagining that what if it could have been us. That's fear. Fear is not just about ghosts, about spirits, about demons. Fear exists in our mind. I wish I had mounted you as a sponsor, so I would have rightly said that aage jeete, so overcome your fears. It's not that easy, however. It's not that easy. So the other side, as I said, is a collection of 13 stories, and each story, the unique part is that the horror tends to grow as you shuffle through the book. So at the start, we have a story like what Shivani ji and Sanjana ji were reading, that fateful night. So I might give a little bit of spoiler here.
Faraaz gave away all the punches.
Okay, I'll give it a little brief then. So, in that fateful night, we have a doctor and his wife, a couple who have been transferred to some godforsaken rural country. And they have to find a way, to reach some place wherein they can have their special wedding anniversary dinner. Okay. And the things that start happening from there when the doctor actually loses his way and he gets lost in the jungle somewhere. So that fateful night comes up as a night where at the end the surprise is revealed. So it operates like shock factor. Most horror stories, 90% of horror stories you see, even in Bollywood or whatever you read, even Stephen King, they operate on that shock factor. Okay, so we start with that shock factor. Now, growing on the continuum, let's say the extreme story where we ended with is Dream Girl. Now, Dream Girl might be pretty disturbing for quite a few people. Where in Dream Girl, we have a mentally deranged protagonist who is so vengeful because he has been ignored by the fairer folk, the woman in his life, right since he was a child. He has been ridiculed, he has been bullied, and he's been there, he's suffered. So that deep-rooted hatred comes out in the form of something when he vows upon himself to create his own dream girl. He won't go for any woman, but he would create his own dream girl. So how he does that? He ends up chopping the best of body parts of various women and stitching them together. Now that's raw horror. No spirits, no demons. That's horror for you. So horror takes up different shapes, it takes up different forms. It doesn't necessarily have to be, just limited to a woman in a white sari rushing past you. Right. So talking about that, I would like to read out a couple of passages from the story Red Bangles. Shimani ji ko main bata raha tha wo story when we met, and she was pretty impressed, I guess, by that. So I'm sure you people also would be, because obviously when you read a book, because right now I'm reading an extract from it. So just before I get to that, I'll give you a little bit of background. So the story is like, it's about a guy again who is enamored by